Hello, you are watching Cần Thơ News, and now today's headlines. An online conference to listen to reports on the goals, tasks and solutions of the National Target Program on revitalizing cultural development and building Vietnamese people. The emulation cluster of 5 centrally run cities, including Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, Hải Phòng, Da Nang, and Cần Thơ, held a conference to preliminarily review the emulation memorandum of understanding. A conference on implementing rice export management in 2023 was held. Top news. On the morning of August 4, the government held an online conference to listen to reports on the goals, tasks and solutions of the National Target Program on revitalizing cultural development and building Vietnamese people. The conference was chaired by Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà.
Attendees listened to the leader of the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism presenting the National Target Program for Cultural Development Revival for the period from 2025 to 2030 with a vision to 2045. The program includes general target groups and key groups, specific solutions for revitalizing cultural development and building Vietnamese people in the new period. The development and implementation of the program will contribute to bringing the party's resolutions and orientations for cultural development and building Vietnamese people to life, promptly meeting the requirements of the cause of construction, protection and sustainable development of the country. Speaking at the conference, Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà emphasized that this is a very important task that needs to be urgently implemented in the coming time. In fact, the country's cultural problems has gone through many stages. In each stage, there is a mission to contribute to the construction, protection, and development of the country. Therefore, all resources must be concentrated to promote traditional and modern values in the revival of cultural development. The program has been consulted with localities, ministries, and departments and will continue to be fully absorbed and submitted to the government for consideration as soon as possible.
On the morning of August 8, in Cần Thơ City, the emulation cluster of 5 centrally run cities, including Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, Hải Phòng, Da Nang, and Cần Thơ, held a conference to preliminarily review the emulation memorandum of understanding in the first 6 months of 2023. Opening speech, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee Trương Việt Trường affirmed the conference is an opportunity for units in the cluster to exchange, learn and exchange experiences in implementing emulation movements, promoting the emulation movement of the cluster. The 5 cities have grown stronger and stronger, contributing to the successful implementation of the resolution of the 13th National Party Congress. At the conference, delegates focused on evaluating the results of the implementation of the emulation agreement in the first half of this year, discussing, exchanging, and proposing measures to promote the emulation movement, striving to achieve socio-economic development, defense security targets, reaching consensus on the key program for the last 6 months of 2023.
The emulation cluster of districts including Cờ Đỏ, Thơ Lai, Phong Điền, and Vĩnh Thạnh has just held a conference to preliminarily review the emulation contract in the first 6 months and orient tasks in the last 6 months of 2023. In the first 6 months of the year, the district emulation cluster successfully implemented socio-economic development goals in 2023, with many socio-economic development targets reaching over 50% of the plan. In the last 6 months of the year, the district emulation cluster continued to accelerate the disbursement of public investment capital, implementing compensation and site clearance projects, considering this as a key and cost-cutting task, especially in localities where key projects and expressways pass through. Focus on budget revenue, reaching and exceeding targets. Focus on improving the quality of administrative reform, digital transformation.
We turn to other news. On the morning of August 4, the Propaganda Education Board of Cần Thơ City Party Committee reviewed the propaganda work in the first 6 months of 2023. Attending were Mr. Phạm Văn Hiểu, Standing Vice Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Council. In the past 6 months, the Propaganda and Education Board of the City Party Committee has completed 45 tasks, reaching about 60% of the plan. The Propaganda Board at all levels actively advised the party committees to develop plans for learning, mastering, implementing, and summarizing the directives and resolutions of the party, focusing on advising the midterm review of the implementation of a resolution of the Party Congress at all levels, term 2020-2025, well performed the work of directing and orienting propaganda and education activities to celebrate major national holidays of the country. Conclusion number 1 of the Politburo on continuing to implement Directive number 5 on promoting the study and following Ho Chi Minh's thought, morality, and style was summarized after 2 years of implementation. At once, the theme of the year is implemented in early 2023, and etc. Also, on the morning of August 4, in Cần Thơ City, a conference on implementing rice sport management 2023 was held. Minister of Industry and Trade Nguyễn Hồng Diên, together leaders of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and leaders of the People's Committee of Cần Thơ City, co-chaired the conference.
According to the interministries, by the end of July 2023, Vietnam exported 4.83 million tons of rice, worth $2.85 billion, up 29.6% over the same period last year. The average export price reached $534 per ton, up 9.2% year-on-year. The conference also assessed the advantages and disadvantages of rice production, processing, and export, reverse situation and national reverse plan for rice in 2023, assessed the global rice trade context, forecast import demand of traditional and key markets, and propose solutions to develop the market.
Up to now, the internet subscription rate in Cần Thơ City has reached 98%. 76% of households have fiber optic network connections. Over 73% of adults have smart mobile devices, and 90% of households have smartphones. This is a favorable condition for Cần Thơ City to implement the task under the government's project number 6 on developing the application of population data, identification and electronic authentication for national digital transformation. The digitization of administrative procedures has reached over 161,000 results. The city continues to maintain the development of a document management system which has been proposed to 100% of state administrative agencies and non-business units from the city to the commune level, with 98% of documents sent received through the document management communication access, strengthening the work of ensuring network information security in state agencies. In July, Cần Thơ City recorded 448 cases of hand-foot-mouth disease, an increase of 284 cases compared to the previous month, with 1 death.
Thus, from the beginning of the year until now, Cần Thơ City logged 785 cases. Although there was a decrease compared to the same period last year, it was 395, but there were 2 deaths. Cần Thơ Children's Hospital is the place to receive children with severe hand-foot-mouth disease from other localities. Since the beginning of the year, the hospital has received and treated over 3,000 cases of hand-foot-mouth disease for examination and treatment. The number of patients has increased continuously, making the treatment area for pediatric hand-foot-mouth patients constantly overloaded, making it difficult for medical staff to examine and care for children.
And now a quick check on weather condition. Thank you very much for your attention. Please visit us on website kenthtv.vn. Bye for now.